Hello guys, and welcome to another quick tutorial from Vintage Radar. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the watch battery on your Casio MRW 200H series. So this is going to work for all variations, maybe that have different case colors, maybe different straps, it doesn't matter. This tutorial is going to work. In today's video I'm going to use a few of the basic watchmaker tools that I normally use when replacing the watch battery. So I'm going to use a screwdriver with the Phillips head, because as you can see here we have a cross, but you can also maybe use a small flat screwdriver. Then I'm going to use a metallic pair of tweezers in order to open the back of the watch, so to remove the watch battery, so to do a few things here and there. And then I also have a non-metallic pair of tweezers that I'm going to use in order to maneuver the watch battery so that I do not drain it out of energy. If you want to start working on your watches, replacing the watch batteries, you are going to need the basic watchmaker toolkit. Some of the tools that I use today can be found right here. For example, as you can see, the screwdriver, then we have the pair of tweezers. You also have other tools in order to start working on your watches, to replace batteries, to open snap-off backs and screw-down backs. Then you also have the tools to adjust bracelets. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below to all of these tools. You can even order the watch press in case you replace watch batteries on watches that have snap-off backs, because you want to be able to press down the back of the watches, just as this one has. So you want to be able to push down the metallic back right in its position. Now, without any further ado guys, I'm going to start working on this watch. Here I have a few watch batteries. So today we are going to use the AG4. Normally I recommend to use Renata batteries. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below to the battery as well. The watch has already a brand new watch battery inside. As you can see, it is in working condition. So I just wanted to show you that you can buy batteries from different brands out there. I normally recommend more premium ones from Renata, Duracell, Panasonic, Sony, that are going to have a longer lifetime, and that way you won't need to replace the watch battery every, let's say, 6 months. So we are going to use the flat screwdriver in order to take out the 4 screws that we have on the back. So this is going to be the first one. Now, a very common question is whether when you do the watch battery replacement by yourself, your watch is going to lose that water resistance or not. Usually if you do it correctly, so if you do all the steps correctly, if you put back the O-ring, so the gasket, and all the screws are put back together correctly, so you need to screw them all the way, but not over. So do not apply too much pressure at the end, because you can actually damage that gasket, and water is going to have a higher possibility of getting inside your watch. So if you do all the steps correctly, you can actually keep that water resistance of 50, 100, even 200 meters that Casio watches have. Now I'm going to use the pair of tweezers in order to remove the stainless steel back. Now, something that you want to do here usually is to see that the Casio writing is in this way, and the back should always match it. So when I'm going to put it back, I'm going to put it back just like this, so with this writing facing the same way. Now, if you're just starting out, I would recommend to have a small place on your bench, on your table, where you actually place all the tools, all the watch parts. So as you can see, I have the tools on the right side and all the parts from the watch on the left side. This way it is going to be very clean, and I'm going to stay organized. Now, as you can see here, we have the movement. Something that I definitely recommend you do not do with your watches, either this one or others, is to touch the coil right here. So this is going to be the watch coil, and if you touch that part with your pair of tweezers, with a screwdriver, there is a big chance that you can actually damage it, and your watch is no longer going to work. So make sure to work as far as possible, especially in the beginning, so that let's say you get used to working on watches. Now I'm going to insert one tip of my pair of tweezers, as you can see right here underneath, in order to grab this plastic protection, movement holder. This one seems to be very rigid, so as you can see it even broke a little because it wasn't moved since a long time, and this is how it is going to be. As you can see here, we have a small groove where the watch crown, so the watch stem, is going to be placed. So I'm going to position it the same way at the end. I'm going to leave it just like this. Okay, and now we have access to the watch movement. Now, something that you want to do when it comes to removing the watch battery, on this particular movement, all you need to do is to insert one tip of your pair of tweezers in this hole and push it a little bit to the right. So you want to move it a little bit to the right and the battery is going to pop out. Once again, make sure to take your time so that it doesn't slip and hit the coil. So I'm going to place one tip right here, move it gently to the right, and as you can see, the battery is going to pop out. Now I'm going to switch between the metallic pair of tweezers to my non-metallic. So this is a carbon one. You can also find plastic ones online that aren't going to conduct electricity. And I'm going to pick, let's say, the old battery out. In my case, I'm going to use, as I mentioned, the same battery. Now on the back of the battery, you'll be able to read some numbers. For example, this one reads LR626, and you can see that this is going to be the exact same battery type as AG4 or 377. So this is the battery that you need for this particular model. The AG4 or 377 are the most common names out there, and this is also the most common battery when it comes to watches. Now, let's say that this is my new watch battery and I want to place it here. What I want to do is to make sure first that the watch battery is going to go underneath this metallic plate right here. This one cannot be moved, so this one is fixed. And then, so I'm going to place it at a small angle, go underneath it, as you can see right here. And now you can even press it down with your finger. Sometimes it will work and it is going to go all the way. But in case that doesn't work, you want to press down at the same time that you move this metallic part to the right. Let me focus that, if possible. So I can move this to the right and then push the battery down and then release the plate so that it goes a little bit over the battery. So that is how you actually need to do this step. On most watches it is going to work when you push it down. I would recommend to maybe use some finger cuts or a glove when you push it down, because you don't want to leave marks on the battery. Then you can actually check if the watch is working. So as you can see, the watch is ticking. So that means that our battery replacement was successful. As I mentioned in the beginning, there is going to be an O-ring right here. As you can see, I can actually remove it. And this is going to be the gasket that actually gives you that water resistance. So this ensures, this together with the back of the watch, they are going to ensure that that water resistance is going to be kept. So make sure to put it back in the exact same position. If you actually go inside water with your watches and you do this step by yourself, there are going to be let's say O-rings online for sale if you want to replace them. There is also the option to grease them, so you need to also do that in case you actually go inside water with your watches. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below to those tools as well. And now, as I mentioned, the O-ring is placed back, and now what I want to do is to do all the steps backwards. So now I'm going to take the plastic support, place it the exact same way as it was initially. So I'm going to push it down. You can always look from the side and make sure that it went all the way. If not, you can use your pair of tweezers to apply some pressure here and there and make sure that it went all the way. Once again, make sure not to touch the coil. Now I'm going to take the back of the watch, so with the writing facing the exact same way as it was initially, place it right here, and now I'm going to take all the 4 screws and put them back together. Usually what you want to do is to tighten one a little, and then the case is going to stay, so it won't fall, and then it is going to be easier to place the other ones or to move it a little bit around. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, what you want to do here is to tighten all of them, so all 4 screws, but not go over the maximum, let's say, threshold of power that you should apply. So do not try to tighten them too much, because if you do so, it is going to affect the gasket, so that O-ring inside, and that is actually going to damage your watch. So make sure to go all the way. You are going to start to feel resistance, and just tighten it a little bit there, and that way you are going to be good to go. Let's do this on the other end as well. Now I'm going to tighten a little bit the first one. I can even check the other ones if they're tightened all the way. This one is pretty tight, just like that. And now what is left to be done is to set the time and date on this particular model. I have a full tutorial on how to do that, because this one has a date complication. It also has 2 languages, and there is a trick that you need to do in order to know whether you are AM or PM. So I'm going to leave a link in the description box below to that tutorial as well, guys. Guys, if you found this video useful, please consider hitting the thanks button and supporting our channel. This way we can keep creating free content for watch lovers just like you. In case you enjoyed this video, if you found value, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, give this video a thumbs up, let me know in the comment section below if you managed to replace the watch battery by yourself, if this video was helpful or not. Make sure to take your time and due diligence in order to make all the steps correctly. I'm going to leave, once again, as I mentioned, a link to the basic watchmaker toolkit, so that you can actually do this regularly by yourself at home. Once again, thank you for watching. Subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.